Us this morning, talking about a lot of different things. First of all, Congressman, how are you this morning, sir?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it was great to see and hear from you there in Fort Myers just the other day with the president in town. It was, as Congressman Byron Donalds mentioned just a little while ago, it was pretty electric downtown, wasn't it? It definitely was.
Yeah, it was crazy. They had roads blocked off. It was hard to find parking, and that just shows you the amount of people that were there. And I thought it was a great testimony to the type of person that President Trump was. After the event, stops by a pizzeria and is like visiting with people, handing out pieces of pizza. I mean, that's just who he is as a person, and really, all the people there really enjoyed him doing stuff like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't even matter necessarily politically what people say or think, one side or the other, and who you like and who you don't like. And the one thing is very clear. That is the president in his element. It's clear that he likes being with people, that he enjoys the crowds, that he's comfortable in that situation. And there is something to be said about that, right? The fact that when you're around people like that, it's not awkward, weird, or uncomfortable. It's perfectly comfortable, and you can see it. And I think that's part of the appeal as well.
Yeah, and he's an engaging person. The night before, he had all the Republican members in the Florida delegation at Mar-a-Lago for dinner, and it started at 7:30, and we weren't walking out by midnight. And the entire time, he was talking and engaging and intelligently talking about the things he wanted to do and the things that he would do when he becomes president. And I don't have the level of energy that this guy has, and he goes from early in the morning. When I talked to Mark Meadows when he was his chief of staff, that he only slept like 5 hours a day, and when he's up, he is going. I mean, he is in a suit, he is engaging people, he is doing things, and it's just a testament to who he is as a person and what he'll do when he's back in the White House again.
Yeah. As opposed to John Fetterman, who's not in a suit, who shows up in D.C.
He doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
And a president who doesn't know where he is and spends 2 months in like a clinical thing for depression, and then he comes back, and clearly that man has some significant health issues.
Right.
And should not be serving in Congress, but that's who the people of Pennsylvania elected.
It's this weird thing, the president and the things that we clearly see that's going on, and how Democrats are willing to drag somebody across the finish line just so that there's a D after the name to take that position politically is pretty despicable, to be quite honest. In my opinion, it's horrible because there's a person there that needs to get healthy, and that's what should be the concern. But on the other side, you have a president who wants to convince the American people that 4 more years are going to be in front of us with him in charge. And I'm just, is he trying to make it easy for us? Because no joke, if I can say that, no joke, and I think we've heard that.
Not a joke.
There you go. Not a joke. Not a joke. What is it that the Democrats, like, if you even had to say, Congressman, give me something that you can even say is a positive, like taking one of those positions like you would do in high school or like in a debate club, and you would say, Congressman Steele, do me a favor, say something positive about Democrats. What's something that they've done well? What's something that the president has done well? I'm telling you, I would struggle to find something that he has done well. But for Democrats, and this is the catch, he's done everything right. For those that would say, Biden hasn't accomplished anything. Oh, no. He's accomplished a lot for the left. What would you say about that?
Yeah, it's hard to point to something that you can say that was what he's done since he's been president that has been positive, and then the Democrats just lie to you and say, oh, we have the best economy in the history of the nation, and we've done this more than anybody else. They certainly spent more money than in the history of our nation, which is why we're in the debt crisis that we're in as a country right now. But they view that as a good thing because it's spending more money and giving more tax dollars away to everybody. We're going to give away student loans. We're going to give away this. We're going to give away that. We're going to give you a Tesla at $7,500 off through your other people's tax dollars. They view all that as a positive, and the majority of Americans don't.
Right. Yeah. And as far as the debt ceiling is concerned, you happy with what's passed in the House? You feeling good about that? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm glad that we took the offensive position. Look, the Biden and Schumer don't want anything to happen because they want to sit back, get up right to the day that the debt ceiling's going to collapse. And if we don't increase the debt ceiling, then we start defaulting on our debt as a nation. They want to push us to the brink of that, and then sensing that members will be forced to just lift the debt ceiling without any type of cuts in spending. And that's not Republican. That's not what we do. And I've been in Congress 5 years now, and I've always said Washington has a spending problem, and we have to cut spending.
Yeah.
And this takes a very valiant step in the right direction. It's almost $5 trillion that we're cutting over a period of time. It puts in work requirements for a lot of these federal programs that people have gotten very comfortable not working, who are able-bodied people who should be contributing to society and not stuck on TANF or SNAP. And so we put reasonable work requirements in, which is a big Republican point. Frankly, years ago under Clinton and otherwise, it was a Democratic point because they wanted to encourage people to work and get a job,
right,
to be able to sustain their families.
Yeah. No, it's true. So there's a lot there, a lot of good stuff. We'll see what happens moving forward. But the other thing I wanted to ask you, Congressman Greg Steele, joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, you know how much has been going on with Hunter Biden and the Russian disinformation nonsense and the concerns that we need to get to the bottom of what's been going on with the Biden family and, the weaponization subcommittee. Hopefully bringing out more about that, and the 51, that signed off on the lie there about Russian disinfo. And boy, I'll tell you what, are we gonna get deeper into this? Are we gonna get more information coming up? Are we gonna continue to do this? I mean, we need to ride this and make sure that people understand the corruption and how deep it is with the Biden family. And some of the lies that have been told with the help of the media and some, dare I say, in the alphabet bureaucracies in the government who've helped it along as well. How are we doing there?
Yeah, so I sit on weaponization, and for the last couple of weeks, we've been bringing in those 51 individuals, putting them under oath and deposing them, and asking them about how did this all come about, and what we've learned from that, and some of this has been reported, is that the Biden campaign reached out to these operatives in the intelligence community, some that had been retired, some that were there, to get them to make a statement that was a complete and utter lie to try to distract from the Hunter Biden laptop story. Wow. And so they concocted this idea that let's get these 51 people to sign on to a letter that says this is just Russian disinformation, and this is a typical Russian disinformation. And then, of course, the mainstream media is going to prop them up on CNN and MSNBC so then they can repeat the same lie. And we know now that all of that's false. And we know now through some of these depositions that the Biden campaign, Anthony Blinken, one of them, actually reached out to these individuals to get them to sign on to this letter to lie to the American people to try to distract from the Hunter Biden laptop story. And that is the depth of the corruption that is in our country right now that this weaponization committee is looking at. And you're right, it's not going to just be the FBI and the DOJ. We're going to be looking at the IRS. We're going to be looking at every acronymed agency in the United States government. Good. Where there is, and there's a plethora of them in every agency now, where they have corrupted and used the federal government as a weapon against the American people.
Good. Well, I'm glad you're there, and I appreciate the work that you all are doing, so keep it up. Congressman Greg Steele joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend, I appreciate you. I appreciate you joining us, and we'll speak soon, okay? All the best.
Thanks, Drew. Anytime.
All right, we'll see you.